A message from friend of the show, Emily Swallow.
I didn't post for This Is the Way Wednesday last week because I have to admit, I felt stuck. As many of you know, SAG-AFTRA has joined the WGA and going on strike against the AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. And that means that for some unspecified period of time until this is resolved, we're in this awkward position of not being able to talk about many of our characters and the work that we do. And so I didn't know if I should say this is the way, which, with a little reflection, strikes me as absolutely ridiculous, because even though I play a character who says that phrase more than a few times on a certain television show, that is a phrase that holds way more meaning than what could be encompassed within that particular set of storytelling guidelines. It's a phrase that existed before the show. It's a phrase that means so much more than anything that happens on that show. And that's what I want to talk about. I can't talk about the work, but I can hear from you in talking about what the way means to you, what the guiding principles are in your life that lead you on the way, who the people are that teach you the way. That conversation never needs to stop. Point number 2, many of you have very generously asked how you can support all of us writers and actors who are going through this right now. And there is some confusion because since we can't talk about our work, it sort of feels like we're hiding or something. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. Please keep watching. Keep talking about it amongst yourselves, because we need the producers and the studios to see how vital these stories are and how vital the humans within them are. Ultimately, what we are fighting for is to retain humanity in the way that these stories are told, and the way that this business is run, and in the way that artists are compensated for their work. And so we need them to keep going. So please keep watching, keep coming to conventions, keep doing your cosplay. It's absolutely incredible. It's one of my favorite parts of conventions. And keep asking us questions about the strike. Go to www.sagaftrastrike.org, where you can get a plethora of your questions answered and find out how you can help out. And just keep coming back here to share about the way, to share about your lives, to share about this wonderful storytelling community that we are all a part of, because without you, it wouldn't exist. This is the way.
I don't believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting.
We're all you need.
They call themselves the Bad Batch. Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2 of the Dad Batch Podcast, Episode 50. My name is Stevie Kicks, and I'm your host in the pilot seat today. And you know I can't do it alone. With us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, when he's not cooking or making cocktails, he moonlights as the legendary outlaw. It's Brian Cook.
Oh.
How are you, buddy?
Curveball.
You threw him off.
I wasn't ready. I'm usually last.
He
Is
thought
there
he had
something in your
time.
mouth right now?
Yeah, I'm eating.
Spit it out.
Yes.
Spit it out or swallow it, man.
What's up? What's up?
Dude, you caught us off guard, Stevie.
I know you threw me off. I was like, all right, I've been waiting.
Don't ask me what's up. I'm asking you what's up.
I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
Good
you know,
start.
recovering
good?
off
Start,
my
Stevie.
mofo from last.
You good?
I'm
How
good.
good?
Pretty good.
How good are you?
And I'm proceeding.
How many
too.
times can you say good? Cool.
I learned it from watching you. Recovering off my mofo from watching y'all have an amazing time last weekend. So
Yeah.
We missed you, bro. It wasn't the same without you, but it was still
wish
fun.
You were there.
it looked fun. Eagerly waiting my box of Marvel shoes that y'all picked up for me. Thank you.
They're
Joe.
Jubilees. They're gonna be Jubilees for sure.
It's on the way. We'll see what I got.
Thanks, Stevie, because he told me what to do. I just was there, and he said, stand here, and when you walk that way,
Buy these.
Stand here, get as many as you can.
That's how it works.
dude. So I yelled at the wall. I want Wolverine. I really love Wolverine. This mystery
Which one,
wall.
though?
I just
There were
yelled
two,
at the
right?
wall, and I hope.
Which one?
Okay, but
The brown one or the blue
you
one?
got to explain why you're yelling at the wall, because there was this. They gave you this thing, and
Oh,
you had
the
to like.
wall.
It's like a little. It was like a
Someone
plinko
gave me
puck or
some-
whatever,
yeah.
and you had to put it in the slot, and then like 30 seconds later, the wall would like spin around, and your box of shoes was on this little platform that would come out.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this. Jeez.
You didn't know that, dude?
No.
I think I have a video of it. I'm pretty sure I did record it
I didn't
as
know
I was
about
yelling
this
at the
at
wall.
all.
Give me Wolverine.
I
I'll
just
share it with you
didn't
later.
realize. Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that should be here in a couple days. Other than that, nothing. It's summertime. Hence my sunburn. You can kind of see. So
Dude, you are red.
Tomato
yeah,
red.
I got a sunburn.
Like there's
I
there's
think
the
it's the
planet
lighting
Mercury,
too.
and then there's your face.
Oh, we lost Steven. That's
Whoa,
good.
we lost.
Of all the people to
We lost
lose,
Oh, the
That
host.
should work well. Oh, we're not recording.
it's still
we
recording.
Does that
recording
even
still?
work when
Yeah, how is
with
that
emails?
possible?
So
What do we do?
I think
What
he's
do
doing
we
this on
do?
purpose. Yeah, hold
I
on.
know.
Something's weird.
Ec-
It's still
Echo is
recording.
recording.
What do we do?
What do we do?
I don't know what just happened.
Oh, there
What
he
do we
is.
do?
Oh, he's coming back.
Oh man.
I'm so confused. What do
Yeah.
we do?
Is this a
Were you
tech-
messing with us
He's
on
like, you
purpose,
all
or
failed. Did we fail? Did we fail?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool.
did you do that on purpose, or was that an accident?
No, my computer froze,
Oh, jeez.
or my browser froze.
We didn't know what to do. We were like, what do we?
Dude, it was like the
Yeah,
Habit Marauder
we were
was just in
just
free
like
fall.
running around
Seriously,
screaming.
seriously.
Stuff caught on fire.
Seriously, we were like, what? Like, who do we turn to?
But
Is it still recording?
That meme with Elmo and fire.
Yeah,
and flames?
that was it.
yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Anyways,
Thank goodness.
I don't know what to do when I go first, so I'm good.
See that pressure, Brian?
Is-
Isn't it heavy pressure,
It is.
dude?
Is that an air guitar in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? It's John Rodriguez.
Oh. See, I thought I'd be last.
Whoa.
Yeah. See, I was like,
Whoa.
If he's first, I'm probably last, and no, I was not.
What's up, man? How are you?
Good.
I feel like I haven't seen you in hours.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Yeah, I'm good. Good. Went. No, not
Smell
today.
like fish sticks.
But yeah,
And pickle juice.
Brian did review that video
Pickle
today that
juice.
we did, and not very favorable. I mean, it was all right. It was cool.
Dude, those
No,
You got a 9.
Bro, I gave
got
you a
a
9 out of 10.
Yeah, but
That's
I just
pretty
want to
high.
clarify the
This
fish
fa-
sticks
the-
were
I
not from
only didn't
Walmart.
give you a 10 if it
They're
had
not from
pickles in
Walmart.
it.
They're from Vaughn's.
If it would have been, listen,
just on the record.
the fish
you know?
sticks were not being judged. If the tartar sauce
need
had
pickles.
pickles
Oh,
in
and
it,
well,
it would
the
have been
thing
a
was
10.
when I
You need little
filmed
chunks of
that at the
pickles.
time, I had finished all the pickles, so I ate them all, and I'm like, I'm gonna save this juice for something. And then I did this video, and then after that, I'm like, dang, I want pickles, and I went and bought more pickles. So the video came before the re-up on the
Listen.
pickle situation,
Listen, you got a 9 out of 10.
whatever that
okay?
means. Yeah, we'll
let's
see what the next
If
one
you
gets.
want a 10,
The next-
just do
all the
better
rest are
next
gonna be
What's the
10.
lesson here, John? What's the
Don't go
lesson
first.
here?
Don't go first.
John, what's the lesson here? No, when you buy
No,
pickles,
but
buy
no,
two jars.
no, I did it on
Thank you very
purpose though,
much.
because I wanted to try a different brand, so I can report back on like this brand is like this, or this one is more like that, whatever. So I did do that, and I actually liked the Vlasic variety better than the one I have now, which I can't recall because it's not great.
Pickle juice is good for you. It is. It's got
John,
some-
where can we pick up some of that Argentinian mayo?
Oh,
That
so
looked
that
actually pretty
Argentinian
yummy.
mayo is kind of, it's really light.
Exotic.
It's like the Dutch mayo. Have you guys had Dutch mayo before? Yeah, it's like a
Where do you get it
pouch.
back?
Yeah, it's so there's an Argentinian deli in Glendale here called Rincon Argentino. Yeah, and they have a bunch
No
of
way.
imported stuff, mayo, cookies. They do milanesa, so like they prepare them, and you have to go and either fry them or bake them, whatever. They have empanadas, they have pizza, all sorts of really great stuff. Alfajores, which I very much recommend if you haven't tried before. I'll try. I haven't hooked you guys up yet. I'll get on that. Alfajores.
What was that?
Alfajor.
What?
Yeah.
Alfajores?
Yeah,
Alfa
yeah.
Mission Jores?
Somewhat, yeah.
All of your R's.
Yeah. Lots of rolling R's.
Like Grand Moff Tarkin.
Like
You may
John,
fire
hey,
when
pronounce us
ready.
all like
Crosshair.
Crosshair.
Yeah, you know what show used a lot of that R rolling is Rings of Power. Galadriel. They would do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
But anyway,
Man. We're going way off.
that mayo.
the
I'm
rails.
gonna
way
try to
off.
hook you guys up with some mayo too, if you're into that.
From pickle juice.
I don't understand why people don't like mayo. There's some people that
No,
don't
well,
like
the
mayo
thing
because they
is-
say it reminds them of pus.
The thing is, some of that like craft
Well,
mayo.
if I didn't like it before, I don't now.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
Now
Thanks
it
for
does,
ruining it
Steven.
forever.
Thanks for ruining it.
I actually prefer the Japanese mayo.
What's that like?
Like when we go to
Is
sushi.
it like light
Facts.
and sweet?
Yeah.
you know?
Facts.
Yeah,
It has,
Dude,
I think, sugar in it or something.
Yeah, it's like a little sweeter.
it's lighter. It's definitely lighter. Like they mix the sriracha in it. Dude, sriracha right now, 150 a bottle.
What?
Dang.
The
Yeah.
real one?
It's because
The
There's
issue
a
in Mexico, the
sriracha
shortage. Yeah.
global shortage.
yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
Of
the
chilies or
Like,
something,
I got like
I'm not sure.
You bought
He
some
bought
for
he bought the
$150 a bottle?
No,
exclusive
but I've been
limited
this is the-
edition.
Selling
Yeah,
on
but he-
eBay
this is the
for
second
300.
this is the second shortage this year.
Oh,
so
it's not
after the first shortage, we stocked
some,
up.
Right. I didn't realize it was but every other company
Like toilet
makes that
paper during
sauce now.
COVID.
But it's not the original. You're right.
It's not
I
the
know,
same.
I
It's
know.
not- it's not-
I know.
It's not the
I agree.
same. Yeah.
Just,
So we might do a giveaway on the show for a bottle. of sriracha.
oh, I want to enter that.
Oh,
I'm running low.
can I win that?
Put that in the
Oh,
Chrome
Toronto,
yeah, we'll put it
yeah.
in Chrome Town. And then we'll
Toronto
we'll
too.
see that bottle on
Sriracha.
eBay for $300 the
Chrome
next
deuce
day.
deuce.
chromed bottle of sriracha.
Deuce chrome.
Next up, back from Nakatomi Plaza, it's Raimi Die Harder Shanaday. How are you, buddy?
Was that one on the list, Steven?
Yeah,
Nice. Okay, we got to mark it off so we remember.
I did.
I'm I'm doing good. I'm tired. We've been busy for like the last seems like forever, and yeah. So,
And then you psycho guys, instead of spending your first day home, you guys decide after Comic-Con, you guys decide to go out and party again.
yeah, yeah. Well, so Island Fett was in town, and Sonfeld here was
Oh,
here, and so
yeah,
it's
I
always
forgot
good to
to
see him.
mention all
But Island Fett was here, and he's like, "Hey, who am I going to see?" So, and I'd never met him before, so
Yeah.
so that was really cool. Super cool guy.
Sweetheart. Yeah. Very
Very
nice.
cool guy.
I'm bummed I didn't get to go.
Really good
Dude, and
painter and really
Yeah.
good
It's crazy,
tattoo
though.
artist.
I did
He-
not expect
Go
him
give him
to
a
look the
follow.
way he did. I'm not going to describe it all and give it away, but because you expect one thing, like just stereotypically in your head, you know, like it is Island Fed. He lives in Hawaii. You expect like a Hawaiian dude, and he's not a Hawaiian dude, which was cool. Well, I mean,
totally
What if
he
he is
is.
a Hawaiian
He's sorry, but not in a bad way, you know. Like he was awesome. It was cool, but it blew me away. I was like, oh,
Listeners, comment.
You know, there's white Hawaiians.
I love Hawaiian.
Listeners, go ahead and
John,
comment
right?
what you think an alpha ignition would look like.
What the? Yeah.
Or better yet, John Rodriguez.
Underscore.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sound insensitive. If I did,
Yup.
We're just giving you our time.
okay.
That it, Raimi?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Good to be back.
And finally, he's probably worn his Stormtrooper costume more in the past week than his own clothes. It's Joe Lara. How are you, man?
Actually,
100% facts. Facts. I counted the hours across 4 days. It added up to at least, and I'm being conservative, 15 hours collectively that I wore a TK.
You got any breaks or tears or cracks or anything?
No, dude. It's super like I don't know, man. I got lucky, dude. So I'm praying to the TK gods that it lasts longer. But it feels good. There's no weak spots. Nothing broke. Nothing fell off.
All you
good.
need is gaffer's tape to fix it. So that's canon.
Yeah,
for the record.
I think, dude, I did really good on the when you trim it in, those return edges. I didn't cut those completely off. I left certain ones in corners. Those that have ever trimmed armor, ABS armor, those return edges, you got to be very careful and don't just make it like just snap it perfectly clean, because that's usually where stuff breaks, is where there's 90-degree bends. But yeah, dude, So, have you guys seen that like aliens exist? Did you see that freaking congressional committee oversight?
I saw you had posted
and-
something
Well, we always-
on that. Wasn't that older though? Didn't
I
that?
always believed. Yeah, but
Oh, so
now
that's
that
been
the
going on
government's
for a
telling
while,
you,
right?
it's like,
So,
it's like, okay,
What-
now
what's-
you want us to
so
pay
here-
attention to it?
dude, I'm just saying, man.
Educate
it's
me,
cool.
Joe. Educate me, because I want to believe.
But we've all believed from before, right?
Well,
Okay,
there's
yeah.
video evidence. There's video evidence that came out a year or two ago that's from government, from Navy, U.S. military. You can't doctor it. It's been proven. It's been released to the public of these UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's what they're calling them. And it's clearly not. It's not obeying the laws of physics. It's clearly not from here. Nothing exists like it.
It's the ghost
And,
because they released it at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
the ghost.
crazy.
That was
coming
so.
in.
It's just a Hasbro PR stunt. They wanted to goose sales on the ghost.
Dude, Chopper's got some ability to fly too, so it could be Chopper, could be
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm doing well, man. My oldest son is about to come into town from being away out at sea for like 90 days, so one more week he'll be home. Yay! It's wild, dude. When your kids are gone out of the house, it's just weird. But when they come home,
it's like a nice
amazing,
weird.
So I'm looking for
Like
it.
a quiet.
My
and
kid's gone
nice
all day.
weird.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy it.
Well, you walk
And
around the
then-
house butt ass naked, and then,
Oh,
but
when they're
that's
older.
the biggest change. But now they're home, you got to put on some drawers. But, yeah. Anyways, doing well, Stevie.
I'm
How are
good,
you?
guys. We had like a pretty crazy week. I know that our listeners are probably wondering why they're listening to us right now so early. We decided to not come back in August, but rather only take 1 week off and come back right away because it was just so much that happened at San Diego Comic-Con, at and around the convention. I mean,
Good for you guys.
Why do we do that though? Like, why do we say one thing and then do complete opposite of that?
Why do we do that?
We do that to ourselves. You know that, right?
When have we ever followed orders?
Let's have a moment of silence.
yeah, so we had Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con 2023, and we were all there except Brian. He was at home washing his tights.
We had Left Coast Avenger subbing for him though.
Yeah.
We did. We
Always good to have
tapped
Luke,
in. Yes,
Luke around.
that's a
Great
good
dude.
substitute.
So, I mean, we had a pretty good time. This was my first con in a long time where I wasn't working for the convention, where I just went as a regular normal attendee.
As a reg.
And I liked it. It was good. So when
And yet
was
you were
hustling.
working in
I was
almost every
rubbing
other
all
possible capacity.
yeah, weird, right? Weird how that works. So Wednesday night, preview night, we all got in, and I think preview night is kind of like the night that we all just grabbed as much merch as we could, and we hit up the Marvel booth.
We mean
Yeah.
Stevie.
Yeah, with you
Yeah.
guys following
Arrange
behind
what to do.
very closely.
That's accurate.
You guys know that I'm like super into my merch, right? So if you didn't know, you do now.
Oh, now you know.
But yeah, we hit up the Marvel booth, which they had a Kith pop up. Kith.
Kith.
Yeah.
It's not your Mike Tyson impersonation?
Mike Tyson impression. No.
Not that 70s
Whatever.
band with that puts
Kith.
black and white makeup
No,
on.
Kith.
no, kid.
That's Kith.
Yeah. Steven went to the dentist.
Kith. I want to rock and roll all night.
Be nice.
Party
No.
every
So we
day.
got we got the Marvel Kith Asics collab shoes. And I think like
Oh,
they're
dope.
you got the hat?
No, Joe.
Oh, that's
That's the
Mojo.
Star Wars collab.
Not.
It's
I'm a Star
Wars.
War dude.
But we got these exclusive shoes that came with like an even more exclusive card. But the shoes themselves were blind bag, like a pack of cards. And so you're paying $200 for these shoes, and you don't even know what colorway you're getting, what character
what'd
you're
you
getting.
get?
But like the Wolverine is going for like $2,000 because it's so limited.
What'd you get?
Why do you think I was screaming for a Wolverine? Actually, I didn't know it was going to go that much. I was just screaming at the wall because I like Wolverine.
I hope I get those.
Which color, though?
Yeah, we did pick up a pair for Brian, but we didn't open it.
I should have yelled for the Hugh Jackmans.
The yellow jacket.
They would have guaranteed given to me.
The huge Jackman.
The huge Jackmans. But I also picked up one of the exclusive arcade 1-ups from Kith Marvel. It's got Magneto on it, so I have to get it.
The game?
Yeah.
Thing? The console? Jeez.
They only made 200 of them, so
So you know he's got to get one.
a must cop. Let's see, what else did we pick up?
Yes, suspect.
Did you guys pick up anything?
Yeah, I picked up the Stance. They had some exclusive Clone Wars socks, which are cool because they had Anakin, Ahsoka,
Rex.
and Maul. It's just really cool. Like these are specifically just exclusive, and I love Stance. I like the way they feel. They last long. Not a lot of holes right away.
I wasn't at Comic-Con.
I bought this, dude. Have you seen this? Butts and things.
Yeah, R2 with a butt.
R2.
That's such a
Butts
great
on
pick.
things. And you know what? When I looked up that guy's Instagram, how crazy is it? The artist's name is Brian Cook.
Weird. Yeah.
Right? I think it's just our
It's
Brian.
our Brian
Also-
just
Moonlighting.
I also used to play on the Lakers too.
butts and things.
It's totally Brian Cook.
From North Carolina.
Does that Crosshair sideshow figure have a butt, Brian?
Has a butt and a thing.
He's holding it up in front of the camera.
Does Crosshair have a butt? It's covered in armor.
Butt armor.
I have nipples. Can you milk me, Greg?
Raimi, did you pick up anything at the con?
On Friday, so we're kind of going in chronology. So on Friday, the only thing I think I remember getting was I picked up that Ahsoka print shirt at Roosevelt's, which I then wore to the event the next day.
Oh, speaking of clothing, we finally met up with our buddies over at Heroes and Villains.
Ah,
Oh, this
Yes.
guys.
Oh, this? The amazing guys in
John, where's yours?
John got up and walked
If
away.
John leaves,
I think he's got a
But-
different shirt.
What's
on
up, guys?
you know what was
What are
great?
you guys talking
is,
about? You talking about anything
Hey,
cool?
John, what's up?
Heroes
Oh,
and
yeah.
Villains.
They're awesome. I love their stuff. I don't have anything to show, any examples yet.
Yeah.
But oh,
You got
my
your wallet,
yeah.
you got
That-
your
that
hat.
2-year-old wallet's sitting over here somewhere. Don't worry about that.
Actually, I do love
like
my
that wallet a
wallet.
lot. It is a great wallet.
Yeah.
But
the crazy booth this year at Comic-Con, Steven, we used to go and Hasbro Toy Shop's booth was ridiculous, and the Mattel booth was crazy, and people yelling and pushing and everything. Jazzwares was the booth where it was at this time.
What's that?
They make those Squadrons vehicles, we've got the Marauder. They've got a Marauder, and it comes with the tiny little figures that are
Yeah, it's the little
I'm not
tiny
even an inch
figures.
tall, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
think.
They're like cartoony, right? Or no, it's for the
They're
for
super
a game.
super
right?
small.
Like for
So, but the ships are the paint deck on them is pretty nice, man. But so everybody was just killing each other to get to that Jazzwares booth.
I
It
think
was
they-
crazy.
So
I think they trampled a security guard, and which led to them shutting down the booth.
Yeah, security guard got hurt
no.
on.
Oh,
was it
really?
Saturday?
When
Or
that was there?
Friday, I think.
dang.
well, that's not saying much because some of those security guards at cons are like,
Survival of the fittest.
I mean, some of those security guards
right.
you could just sneeze on them and they'll fall over. So I remember y'all were saying before that a bunch of the big vendors or big booths weren't going to be there this year. So how was that? Was it noticeable? Because Sideshow wasn't there.
That was the
right?
one whose presence I think I felt, or lack of presence I felt the most, because it was always
Got it.
so big and there's so much to see there. I'd kind of weave through there once a day to look
all the
around, to see what else they put out. But that one was not there. I don't know that I noticed that anything else was missing.
But it looked like Star Wars really, Lucasfilm, Disney, looked like they brought the heat with costumes and displays and
The
stuff.
Lucasfilm, the
So
Lucasfilm
display.
Pavilion was on point this year.
New.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, they did sort of bring back the wall from Celebration London.
Great.
right? So if you saw the wall in London, that same wall was
The Rebels wall,
here in
yeah.
San Diego.
Perfect.
which is
I didn't
really
miss
cool.
anything.
And that's the
Awesome.
wall
I
from
didn't
the end
need
of
to be there.
Rebels that I think we've seen makes an appearance in these
The
episodes.
portrait, yeah.
And you remember talking to them, Ramey and Steven, the folks there at the booth, and they were talking about that thing. Like, yeah, imagine putting that thing on a boat, and then.
Oh, I didn't hear
sailing
the
it
story. What
across
was
the
that?
Oh
ocean.
yeah, so the one that was there at Celebration, or sorry, that was at Comic-Con was the same wall that was at Celebration. They literally put it in a shipping container, sent it over there, set it up for Celebration, sent it back, set it up here.
Dang.
You'd think that's like, I would think that the cost to just make one there would be less than shipping that thing back and forth.
Well, is it hand painted or anything? I mean,
It's like
how did they
probably,
make
but-
it?
Who?
I think it is.
But who would know? I mean, it looks like
Is it
stone.
like
It's probably just
styrofoam or is it
chicken
like,
chicken wire and
could've-
stucco or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
They could have commissioned the Dad Batch to print that thing.
Hey, Steven's printer is working really
Yeah.
good right now. So.
And Ramey has the nozzle to cover down that much
Oh,
all that
area.
volume?
Amy's nozzle
He's
can have
got
that done in 5 hours.
girthy nozzle.
ready to
volume.
go?
What else was in the Lucasfilm pavilion? There was
Ahsoka,
So
dude.
good.
no, I know, but there was
Props.
That's all there was.
Beeline.
Ahsoka.
Geeky Tiki was there. We said hi to our friends at Geeky Tiki.
Yeah.
We finally put faces to the names at our friends at Enzo.
Yeah, Joe's got the ring.
Picked up
Yeah.
TK ring.
Dang,
Dude, I'm
Joe.
taking. Dude, look at
Oh,
this. freaking
I picked
TK
up
watch.
I picked up the
Oh.
convention exclusive ring, which was the Salacious Crumb. Got that for my wife.
Oh.
Yeah,
'Cause your wife
yeah.
likes him,
She's a
right?
huge
Yeah.
Salacious Crumb fan, and she was excited to get that. Let's see, who else was there? Heroes and Villains, Roosevelt.
Stance.
We made some friends. Mike over at Hondo Supply and we made friends over with the guys over at Tops. So the Tops booth, they were promoting their new cards coming out this year, but they had 2 Imperial officers there, like quote unquote like booth models, and they basically gave these guys a credit card to go to the Dueno Novo booth, buy their own Imperial officer outfits, and then that was given to them for working the con.
Oh.
So these 2 guys, so these 2 guys that were working the con, one of them, his name was Cole, I believe. He was ready to join the 501st. He was like, tell me what else I need. I want to join right now. I love this costume. I love this character. And he was like really selling it. Like the other guy was just like, wearing a uniform. This guy was like being like the Disneyland experience of an Imperial officer, which I really appreciated. But yeah, like, and after looking at the costume, just tailoring some of the sleeves and changing out the rank badge, and it looked pretty good.
But Duo and Novo had them in stock there?
Yeah, they were selling stuff at the booth.
Wow, that's good for them.
Helmets and
That's
stuff.
really cool.
Yeah.
That's new. That's new, right? Usually they don't have.
Yeah,
product
also
there.
made some connections through with Rock Love, which was really cool. I'm sure we'll get to Mosh Isley, but it was really neat to kind of just. I think that's what's awesome about the community that we are trying to contribute to is just the connections. It's really about connection points, finding like-minded individuals, and trying to do some cool stuff together. So that was really neat. I'm sure we'll talk about Mosh Isley later.
I think one common thread that I had with all of the conversing with all of these business owners is that they all started like us, just fans of Star Wars.
Yeah.
They just decided one day to get out there and make something, which I think is cool. Yeah.
And it's good. And it's good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, did you pick up anything?
From Comic-Con specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually.
You got food poisoning.
Well, yeah,
That's
I
about
took
it.
the night. I don't know if it was food poisoning after all, or if it was like something to do with the alcohol. Not because it wasn't a hangover. It wasn't a hangover because it.
Blame it on the.
No, maybe something didn't metabolize correctly. I don't know. Who knows? I felt pretty sick. No, but I took my red Mando helmet there to have the actor sign the helmet. So Daniel Romero was able to sign the helmet for me, and he was stoked to see it. Yeah, red Mando. he was stoked to see it, and I don't know if you can hear my kid yelling in the background. Okay, sorry. Okay, cool.
Nope.
Cool. So anyway, so he was stoked, and then after all that, I ended up getting Shauna Trippick's signature on it as well, because she ended up coming to Mosh Isley, which we will be mentioning shortly. But she was able to. So she was a sweetheart. Met her for the first time ever, thanks to BK. BK was able to tell her to come somehow, and she came. But she was super nice, and she signed my the helmet, and she was very sweet, and that was it. Yeah, that's cool. All I got, I think, in terms of getting things.
I met the Red Mando.
Yes.
I was talking to Chris Bartlett, and then he introduced me to the Red Mando and showed me the helmet. The other one, I thought the one we're talking about.
So someone sent him one.
I thought he said German.
A version that they painted of his helmet, and I brought my own version, and I'm gonna make him one eventually once I get through the people that want one. But he will have them to choose, and like he'll take them to cons and stuff, I guess, and whatever.
They set him up on the table,
so they can take a picture with
and stuff.
someone, and you can see the helmet, whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, super nice dude.
Cool.
And yeah, they were at the same area. Chris Bartlett and the Green Mando, Rory, right? Rory Ross, and also Daniel and Chris. I don't know if there were other people there, so excuse me. They're probably not going to listen anyway. So there were a few other people there. So
I don't know, man.
I apologize.
And it was cool to talk to
few people.
It was cool to talk to Chris about how he was impacted by the
strike,
the picketing with the union strike and everything, and with the writers and also the actors and whatnot. And he had obviously I think most of us are on their side. I don't think there's any of us that are really like, well, those large organizations and companies, they do have. You did sign the contract. None of us are on that side. So Chris was like just succinctly on point with making the case why he was able to be there and be okay with being there, because I know there was a lot of controversy of famous people showing up at the cons and whatnot. But he had a really good reason, and it made sense. Yeah. And he just everybody wants to do the right thing, So
yeah,
it was good.
He's
good
a cool dude. And that's it. That's all I got. Yeah.
It was Wednesday night still. Like Joe was riding a electric motorcycle around the 15th floor of a hotel.
Oh, I forgot.
That video was funny.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, we got to test. We got to test the goods.
Yeah,
you can't.
For real.
Yeah, and it works on the 15th floor of the Hyatt for sure.
Has good traction on hotel carpet.
It does.
I didn't go through the window.
Luckily.
Brake check was good.
Security was not called.
Brake check was good.
And then on Thursday, Joe, you and I did something kind of fun.
Can we talk about
why
that?
not?
All right, you go.
No, you're making me
there,
seem
dude. I
like
knew
I'm
what
going
you
to say
guys told me
something.
to
No, we're fine. So, they wanted some stormtroopers to be present for part of the Her Universe fashion show, and so whenever stormtroopers are needed, other than like stunt guys, right? They call the 501st, and so Joe's garrison and our garrison, we got the call to send a few stormtroopers out. So there was some not choreography, but there was some stuff going up on stage that we had to kind of be in sync with, and it was cool. So we were there like earlier in the day. We had to do kind of a dress rehearsal thing, and of course I walked out of there forgetting to take my stormtrooper shoes off and spent the rest of the day wearing my stormtrooper
That's why you
boots,
had them on.
walking around.
Oh,
They look
coming?
fine.
actually look pretty good, Raimi.
I mean,
you got some nice legs
with the
though.
shirt
You
with
got
the
some
shirt that I had on,
nice
like the whole outfit, it kind of worked.
Raimi's got
Very
some nice
very
calves. Just
70s
give
of
him
you.
some props.
Yeah.
You know what was cool was meeting Ashley Eckstein for the first time, and her co-host Michael James Scott, who I got to see in New York when I went to go see Aladdin on Broadway, and he plays the genie. Great, incredible presence. You have to be a charismatic person to carry that character, and so he brought it. Like, he had so much energy, and Ashley was what you see on on camera is also what you see backstage, which we were behind the scenes for many hours just kind of watching the show go down. And what was cool was Michael James Scott, if you see the video, he had they designed a Vader-like outfit. And so that was the need for stormtroopers sort of flanking on either side. And he worked it like no Vader I've ever seen. It was it was pretty cool though. And the crowd went crazy. Like they went crazy for him, and the way, what he was wearing was awesome. And then Ashley's dress.
Yeah. Okay. So this dress, and I've got a story I'll share here because I was talking to the designer. So this dress had screens, like it was like somewhere like 11 or some LED flexible OLED organic LED screens, and they were all it was like a film strip, like a giant film strip wrapped around her body, and then each cell on the film was one of these screens. And so there's Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse, the original Mickey Mouse cartoon, like that's playing on the screens and stuff. And so she wore that the whole night. Sometimes she'll change dresses for the finale. She did not. This one was so impressive just all by itself. That was the only one she wore.
Dude, I wanted to wear it.
The dress changed for her.
It did, because if there was something Marvel going on stage, there was the Marvel comics were appearing on the screens, and if something Star Wars, and you saw the Star Wars logo and the crawl and everything. So, and they were very careful about the content that was on those screens to make sure that didn't include anything that would have been part of the struck material for the strike that's going on. So that's why, for Marvel, it wasn't actually movie scenes; it was comic stills and stuff like. So, it was pretty good. So, and the trans, there was this. I was standing backstage when this happened, and Joe and I were over by the designers, and there was a moment where one of the prizes that they were giving away to somebody in the audience was a stay at at some timeshare thing, at some hotel, and as
Disney, the new
Disney's
hotel
doing it,
that Disney
and
land.
as she's talking about it, the transition to the if you're in the lobby and it's showing you the little promo video for the hotel or whatever, that's playing on all these screens. I walked
On
into
her
the guys,
dress.
I'm like, that transition, with that fading in, was as seamless as any of the other dress transitions that took place tonight, because some of these dresses that these people put together, they transform out on stage. It's impressive. So. And then the designer, Andrew McLean, he's the guy that won the first one 9 years ago. He was telling me that he had more trouble with Disney Legal with this dress because they wouldn't let these screens be touching certain parts of Ashley's body. They're like, we can't have Mickey Mouse running across that part of her. And he's like, she is 5'2". There is not a lot of real estate going on this girl. How am I supposed to do this? So they the film strip was kind of out away from her body, and then it was broken in the front and kind of off at weird angles and stuff.
Yeah.
So it wrapped around, but didn't because they didn't want the screens to be positioned in certain places. So it's funny. I just thought that was a funny story. Yeah,
she looked amazing.
They did great.
Joe,
And
that was your first time going to that event, right?
I'd never been to that event.
It's cool, huh?
No.
Isn't it?
Dude,
isn't
it was
fun?
rad.
Yeah, we
what
used
was
to
awesome?
go all the time with Ramey. We would go all the time. It was so fun.
Yeah, so it was cool to do the rehearsal, just to kind of go through that, because I've never done anything like that. Usually I just do troops, for people, for kids, for that thing. So this was really neat to do this event. But then, when I was backstage with Ramey, I was watching so they got a Disney Imagineer to work the electronics for this thing, and he had a little handheld remote with a pull-out antenna and a button. And I was watching him change the sequence of movies, and I was gonna slip him a 20 and say, dude, here's this Dad Batch intro that Steven made.
Oh my
Can you play that?
Imagine.
Time?
Imagine her dress just starts going, woo!
Woo!
Oh my god.
And I don't know if that would have gone well, but
That
I
would
was
have been
so
amazing.
tempted to. Yeah. Maybe we can borrow that dress, dude. It's still, they did, I'll wear it, dude. For a Dad Batch intro.
Fun stuff.
Hey.
And then, so after the fashion show, we had another day at the con, which was kind of just
a half.
It was like a half day, yeah. because
Friday?
because then we had to get.
It wasn't a half day.
Well, it was
For
for
us,
some
yeah.
of us.
Friday
I
drove
was at the
up.
con, dude.
No, you weren't. You came over.
Go.
You did the con in the morning for the half day. Oh, and then we had lunch.
Yeah, we
We
had
had lunch
lunch.
and got those fish tacos.
At Puesto.
And then I had a
And we
panel
went to
that
that
I had the
place.
501st panel while
Yeah.
you guys were at Mosh. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
still at the con working.
Tell
dude.
us
I was
about your
doing
panel, man, because we all missed it.
Yeah.
Right.
If you ever get to go to a con and there's usually the 501st, the Rebel Legion, the Mando Mercs, all the clubs will have a panel where they talk about the clubs, how to get in, what to do, what not to do, and that was it. So that's all I can say is we kind of talked about stuff that we always talk about on the show is what to do, what not to do, and how to navigate the forums and all that. But it was a packed house. This is my first time actually attending a 501st panel for our own garrison. And they said that was the only time it's ever been that packed. It was packed. Every seat in that room was
Because
packed.
Tech from the Dad Batch was
Yeah,
there.
special guest was there.
That kind of sells itself.
We had dude, David Meganeth
See?
was there. Meganeth,
He was on the panel too.
Tag
yeah.
team.
He was on the panel. It was a really good panel. Yeah, we had David. We had two Davids. It was good. It was fun. But back to Mosh.
And then,
Back to
yes,
Mosh.
and then Friday evening, we all met up at Mosh Isley for the Thank the Makers
Event.
party that they have event.
This was the third one that they've put on.
That was my first real Mosh, and I was not prepared for the craziness that ensued.
I wasn't there, so
Yeah.
don't wait for me to talk.
Everybody's waiting for someone else to say something. So yeah, we've been working on some of this stuff for months. Like there's footage out now, like John and Anna and I horsing around. Like we filmed some stuff months ago that got used on the screen, and so they had a big screen there that was showing pre-produced content. Most of the time it was just kind of logos and things like that, and they had some sort of there was like a motif where you were kind of looking out the window and you were seeing us arrive at different planets throughout the evening. But then in the middle of it breaks in with this Imperial transmission, and the evil ISB general is coming to, squash the party. And then he shows up, and then Vader shows up on the screen. And so like all the production stuff that was done on that screen was really, really cool. And the sound work that went into it. So in fact, right now, I think those guys are on the other show doing a live thing talking about that.
Yeah, dude, those folks like Jason and the folks from Jet Street
Kiefer.
Inc., like all those guys, Anna, like Kiefer, Anna, so many people, including you guys, were doing a lot of work in the background, so that those that were lucky enough to get in there that sold out event, dude, they had a really epic experience. So it's not just music, but these little interludes or like ways to kind of settle down, catch your breath from dancing, and then listen and watch this interaction with the screen of what you think is. It looks like Vader is talking to some folks
Ramalai.
on stage, and John and we're all dressed up as PKs. Yeah, Ramalai. It was just a really neat thing. The vibe was good. The momentum was nonstop. I don't think there was ever a lull. It was just constant.
Yeah.
Move. The production was.
Yeah, and there was a
incredible.
moment where like I thought I was done. I thought the general was done. So I was out there in Din for a while, and then I had to get into the general, and then I thought, okay, I'm done. And I was getting ready to just put normal clothes on and come hang with everybody, and then they're like, "You're supposed to be back out there in 5 minutes as a general." Apparently, with lines that they had written at 9:30 that morning that I didn't know existed, and had to go figure that out. So that was. No,
Is that when you got
that
choked
part
out?
was scripted. That part I knew about. I was ready for that one.
Dude, Raimi got choked.
And he said
By Vader.
harder.
It
Force
happens.
choke.
Yeah. Yeah. Harder.
Under his breath, obviously. but whatever.
That was my first time suiting up as Vader since I was approved in February of 2020.
Hey.
Because immediately after the approval, we couldn't troop in it, and it felt good. It felt really good.
Why is your cod so big, Stevie?
Because
we
That
printed it
Vader
with my
cod
nozzle.
is massive.
'Cause
No,
it's
no, no,
got
no.
Big
That makes
nozzle
sense.
I'm
energy.
being serious. This cod
because
is like
it's
two
screen
times.
accurate to Rogue One,
Yes.
Rogue One Vader,
Okay.
aka Darth
Mustafar,
Diaper.
man.
Yes, I know.
Got something going on.
He's a little.
That's his nickname?
That particular
Diaper?
version is Darth Diaper. Now,
That's why New Hope is the best. Proportionate. Got
Is
the
it
inner
though?
robe over
Take
the
a big
armor.
diaper.
It is.
Dude, A New Hope
is.
is what gave people nightmares.
Yep, that's right.
It scares people.
Suck it.
you don't have to be bitter. Next time, just wear Vader on a plane and come out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
That's right.
Get off your boat. Fly out.
I wish I could have.
Put
Had
the
some
whiskey down.
Get some.
Get some suntan lotion
Hop on a
going.
plane and drive.
Drop the
fly
pickle
6
back.
hours.
Roll over to the airport. Come on.
I haven't had those. I haven't
down.
had the McClunky since that time.
Eat
Take
some
that
roadside
economy plus
peanuts.
seat.
What?
The helmet on your lap.
Sorry. Carry on. You looked good in your Vader. I've been reposting you guys as much as I can. Because again,
And Luke came in clutch, dude, because there are
Dude,
some things
Luke,
that we
yeah.
can
And
help,
let's not forget stuff.
but,
Stephanie,
Yeah.
Anna,
Luke was
and
fixing
Luke.
your
Yeah.
cod.
We should have
Oh.
included Luke into that little list of like people. Anna and Stephanie definitely did the majority of basically everything.
Yeah.
Because
Above
if
and
it wasn't
beyond.
for them,
Yeah.
like you guys were saying, the whole show would have fallen apart because everyone else had their own chaos going on, and
You know-
they're freaking out, and they were like the glue that held everyone together. It was insane.
Imperial officers, their medals, they would have like additional 4 red squares because of that.
Yes.
I don't know.
Additional 4 red squares for both of them.
Here's your squares.
We got to meet some people for the first time, like Captain Nader. Got to meet him in person.
Rad.
Dude, he looked amazing.
With his, chrysanthemum.
He did. He looked
Yeah,
cool.
his black parade chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum, dude, he was so on point.
Their whole gang with the they were like the Knights
Yeah,
of Ren.
Knights of Ren?
Right in the
But also My Chemical Romance.
That's the
what it
Black
was.
Parade
Yeah,
meets
that
the
was
Knights of
pretty
Ren.
cool.
Dude, those
That's what it
Yeah.
is. Black Parade. Yeah.
and what's awesome is like that's the way they're going to end every single mosh now with that
Sick.
song.
Makes sense.
Hell yeah.
Now,
It's
now
like that
Nathan has
final
to fly out
outro,
every time
Yeah.
recognizable thing
with this chrysanthemum.
Every time.
every time.
Where
He's from-
he lives in
No, he's in
by
Texas.
me, right?
Texas.
Georgia.
He's
or something?
Texas.
Texas.
I don't know.
Oh, Texas. Halfway.
So that means the 90th Mosh Isley, there'll be a patch of hair on one side of
Yeah.
his costume.
Whatever's
That's
left.
it,
Yeah.
because everything fell off.
That looked fun, man. That whole thing.
Dude,
looked
moshing.
It was a blur.
What did we do
Fun. Someday I
Saturday?
will regain.
I left Saturday morning.
Oh, John got food poisoning.
Jump out, got food poisoning, went home.
I died a little bit. Yeah.
I did the droid hunt for over 6 hours. I was wearing the TK, running around, getting caught by people. But it was fun. It was actually good. So typically the droid hunt is a thing that the Final First will put on at San Diego Comic-Con. And what it is, you go to the booth and you hunt droids. But this time we reversed it where, well, actually in the past, we would hunt you if you were a participant. We reversed it this year and they hunted us. So I had to hide and run around on the floor. I put many miles on my footsies. I think my feet look like John's now, but worn out footy.
I'm not gonna even
Footy.
say anything. Yeah, but
Yeah, so I did that all day.
Raimi and I ran into a brand new cosplayer, brand new costumer
That's
by
right.
the name of Alex Mattingly.
Yep.
And if you haven't seen it yet, go over to our YouTube channel and see his video, our new segment, Walking Workbench.
The walking workbench.
That was amazing. You guys, first of all, did a good job of that. Like the
That was
questions,
awesome.
the interview, and then this guy, please, oh my gosh,
His
first costume ever.
Costume. And he 3D
Insane.
printed the whole thing in PLA.
PLA.
He scaled the whole thing to himself.
Yeah.
Down 85%.
I don't know of anyone other than, I didn't know of anyone other than you, Joe, who had 3D printed their first costume and got it right. This guy got it right. Raimi couldn't even find a single layer line on this guy.
No, it was perfection.
Wow.
And
That's
like,
better
and
than me.
he even like. So I've got this helmet back here behind me. That's the Ralph McQuarrie Boba Fett, and it's just around the bottom. It's just a normal helmet. It's open. He had this extra, like the mouth would come out, and he had
was
this piece
crazy.
that would like cover up his chin, so he could he pop that out, put the helmet on, and then pop that back on, and it made like a neck ring underneath the helmet for him. It was so good.
That was so cool.
like a neck seal.
Yeah, that was incredible.
We're definitely going to be doing that from now on at conventions,
Yeah.
family reunions, whatever it is. We're going to be doing the walking workbench.
We might be able to do it in troops, maybe.
Yeah.
If we see
Yeah.
something cool. Think so? Maybe.
Maybe.
Remember?
Some of our own Legion
Hype
members,
up
you know,
the
just talking
community,
about
yeah.
people and how they did it.
I like that.
But that
too.
was it for me. After that, I kind of just went home, met up with the family.
Yep.
That was Saturday. You went
stayed
back Saturday,
through
right?
Saturday, and I went to that night to the Star Wars, the video game, Outlaws. The Outlaws panel. That was pretty cool. So we'll get into. I mean, I've got some stuff that we'll talk about in the news if we want. But they.
Then Saturday night, I did the 501st Bash. That was a sold-out event. It was about 250 people. That was an 80s theme, so I showed up as Run Best Scar, a spinoff of Run DMC, whatever. But I was big into Run DMC. I had the Run DMC tape, the first.
He was in the hotel when I came on Friday. Rev Run.
Adidas.
Rev Run?
I told you guys in the chat.
He actually had he has his own.
Yeah,
he has his own comic. He had his own
But he
little
was
booth,
sitting
and I
at a
totally missed
table,
it.
like super chill. I almost went.
Yeah,
I decided not to because I'm like, let the guy in peace. But I was like, oh damn, there's Rev Run. Like, and there
Oh
was.
my God, you're a human?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was like, leave this guy alone. But he had like his one bodyguard, him, and like he was just chatting with someone, but super casual. Like you could have gone up to him, and spoken to him, just fine. Yeah. Yeah,
Start
listen
rapping.
to this. Listen to my mixtape. Right?
Freestyle and say, hey, check this
Be
out.
like, get out of here, bro.
Ran up on him. My Adidas.
So the 501st Bash was good. That was fun. A lot of 80s tunes. They had vodka. It was a vodka sponsor.
Yeah,
and it was
vodka.
good. Good hangout. It was really chill compared to Mosh. Different vibe. But yeah, I got home late again that night and had to get up Sunday morning for 4 hours of volunteering on Sunday morning in what a
Are you going to do it again next year?
But hell yeah, dude! I only have one speed when cons come around, and that's go.
You're gonna burn through that, TK.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need to. You're gonna be a year from now. You're gonna be turning it into a sand trooper, and you're gonna be building a new one because you'll need to.
Or I'll wrap it in multicam.
And just build a new one
kinda.
after that.
You could just hit up Mike. You could
Hydro
just hit up
dip it.
Mike at Trooper Bay.
Yeah, he's gonna do another run probably next year, 2024. Another run on his new machine. He's got a badass machine. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, Brian, how was your con?
Savage.
It was sick. Living vicariously through you guys.
We missed you, dude. There was a point where I don't know if it was Friday or what day it was, but we looked. You know,
We
so
called
we're
him.
always
He didn't pick
chatting
up.
on our little messenger thing.
We called him at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, we did.
3:30.
Then we call.
It was no. It was
Yeah.
3:30 y'all's time because I woke up. I had to wake up early because we had an event to do on Saturday morning, and we get up at 6:40.
It was 10 minutes
And
later.
I
you said
woke
you
up.
Yeah.
Like right when my alarm went off, and then I was like, going to the bathroom. I was like, looking, and I like looked at my phone, and I was like, "The f." These guys called me, and I was like, looked at the
They
time. I'm all.
just
They literally
called
called
you,
10
right.
minutes ago.
Well, yeah.
And I was not. I had 10 minutes to get ready. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Just got back from Jack in the Box.
at that time of it. Yeah.
No,
Food
that
poisoning
was
central
fine.
for
It was the
John.
next day. It's delicious.
But
No. But yeah, that was funny. I appreciated you guys trying to call me, but F off. Sorry. I'm not answering.
we did call once.
I'm not talking
when I
to a
was
bunch of
dressing.
drunk guys at 3:30 in the morning on their
I
time,
was in
and
the
I'm
middle of
waking up.
dressing in my TK, and I think John was taking a shit.
Where?
A poop. And
Where?
Ryan, when we started talking on it, I think somebody called me.
That
Or maybe
wasn't
I
us,
called you
dude.
guys.
Oh, it was you, me, and Brian.
Oh
Didn't
no,
we
it's
call-
you. I'll show the picture.
Didn't we call Brian from the restaurant at lunch
Yeah,
the next day?
This
or
was
something?
after that.
We did talk, yeah. Whatever day.
We
it
missed
was.
Brian. We missed you, Brian.
The night that you guys went to the Her Universe after party, I took my son to the Sonic the Hedgehog restaurant, and
How was that?
okay, the best chili dogs I've had in my life.
Ooh.
I did not expect to go there and have the best chili dogs
Yo.
of my life.
Are they like Wiener Schnitzel at all?
Like they were, dude. No.
Better?
They were like
That's probably the worst, I think.
imagine a comic book version. Imagine a comic book version of like what an idealized chili dog would look like.
Okay.
That's what
No,
that's what it looked
looked
like.
that,
Like,
yeah. They look like
but
they.
then it just
Yeah.
and it tasted, man. I think the kids call them glizzies now.
Oh, so you gobbled down a glizzy?
Yeah, they do. First, I don't know where that came
Oh,
from.
yeah.
dude.
But not a.
That was-
so you chili
that was-
a chili glizzy.
Chomping down a foot
But
long
you had a
glizzy,
chili
yo.
glizzy. Then.
A chili glizzy.
You gobbled down a chili glizzy.
Brian,
I
did you
This
gobbled-
sounds so bad. This is
Wow.
I gobbled
Please.
that glizzy.
Oh.
Okay,
I don't
so
know if
those
you're
were
supposed to
good.
admit
Let's
it.
move on.
I choked on it.
Oh, do you
Somebody had to
not?
give me
Is
the
that
Heimlich.
is that
Let's
like
please-
that's not like cool to do?
Did you have a hot dog under your
That's
sleeve?
not lit.
Yo.
Huh?
You're asking the almost 40-year-old and up people?
Well, I don't know.
This is pretty much the
Boomer
boomer bench.
bench.
Sorry.
Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. If you'd like to rep your support for the show, pick up an exclusive shirt and some stickers at thedadbatch.com.
This garbage is nothing like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
Didn't we change that song?
No,
No? Was keeping it forever?
No,
We're in
John's your
season
favorite,
one
dude.
still,
We already
dude.
talked
Fantastic.
about this.
I actually added more bass track to it
Yeah.
for you.
Boom.
I don't mind the bass. It's the Home Depot music I don't like.
Brian, did you finish Star-Lord? I saw some more video today.
Yes. So Star-Lord, I posted it today, and I'm calling him done, other than the boots are a little flappy for my tastes. They're a little big. So I'm going to make some cuts
What do you do?
and slice it in, and, you hide it. You hide it in the back, cut it open. I think I have one here. Let me grab it.
Is it floppy around the calf?
Yes.
Yeah, you can only wear
Like,
your pants so big.
I think that's an easy
it's all
fix.
ridiculous.
You just
It's all flappy around the
chop it up in the
calf. Yeah,
back?
so I've done this. Yeah, I've done this before with like costumes I'll buy for Levi that are a little big. I'll just cut it and just.
Well,
bring it in.
when's Dragon Con?
It's the end of
So
September.
Dragon Con
August.
is August 31st through September 4th.
So just start doing calf raises, bro.
Atlanta.
Easy.
Look at that.
Too
though.
easy.
Got my rockets
Problems,
there on the
problems,
side.
solving problems
Brian,
on the
is
deck.
there a zipper
But,
on the back of the boot?
Yes.
Can't you just rip that zipper out and then trim it? And then
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking of just removing the zipper, trimming it down, and just putting Velcro on it and
there you go.
Oh,
calling it a day.
You do that.
because I don't want to sew a zipper back in. So
Yeah, you need a thick needle for that leather.
I'm feeling pretty good. I like Star-Lord. Now it's Raimi's turn. And yeah, I have another little project I'm doing. I picked up an old Stormtrooper from a Carolina Garrison member here in. I was browsing Facebook Marketplace and I saw a Stormtrooper and I was like, who is selling a Stormtrooper on Facebook Marketplace? And it was very cheap. And I was like, this is weird. What's wrong with it? And I looked at it and it looked pretty beat up. And the helmet was not even
Trash.
Yeah, the helmet's not even remotely. It almost looked like a Rebels TK. But I messaged
It's been
the
out
guy.
in the sun a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, I think I know this guy, and I messaged him, and he was a member that I had met before, and he was like, "Oh man, I would love for you to take this and fix it and make it worthwhile." He's like, "I got it from this old member who retired, four-digit number member who had retired." And he's like, "It just wasn't going to work." It just wasn't going to work for him. So he was like, "I would love for you to take it and make it out of something." So, and actually wasn't in bad of a shape other than needing a helmet. But it's old, so it's like yellowed. So I'm gonna make a sand trooper, but I don't want a backpack or
You don't have to have it.
And yeah, other stuff. You don't have to have it because in Docking Bay 50, I always forget the number.
94.
54.
Come on.
You in Star Wars, bro?
Docking Bay 94. I don't. In A New Hope, when Han Solo is leaving with Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's a bunch of stormtroopers, and there's one that has no pauldron, no backpack.
No backpack.
He's got a couple of those
Pouches?
bags.
Does he have pouches?
The
Okay.
pouches. He's got one. I know he has one for sure on his right hip. The left hip, you never really see it. And then he's all dirty. So no backpack. And a big old DL-19. So
Working on that for you, buddy.
There you go.
fire up the printers. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But yeah, that's kind of a fun little project. I'll have a stormtrooper again for my third time because I keep selling them. That's it,
I'm working on you. I'm working on you, dude.
Daddy.
So I had mentioned before, like I had ordered the whole suit, and it was just going to be some, Chinese pleather, and they canceled the order and refunded my money because they're like, we don't make it anymore. And so somewhere we found a link to a jacket, just the jacket, and it came, and like they actually shipped it, and it came, and it's better than I thought it was going to be. So check it out.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta put it on. Okay, wait. All right.
Well, yeah.
Put it on. Put it on.
All right. So it is predominantly brown leather, and everything's like more of a burgundy. But I ordered some duplicolor burgundy fabric paint. It's coming.
Nice.
And actually, the sleeves on Yondu's jacket are part of his shirt. They're not part of the jacket. So I'm actually gonna rip these sleeves off. And I'm going to use the leather from the sleeves to make some additional embellishments that aren't on this, that go on here. And then I will, the shirt will have, and I've got all the fabric. I went over on the weekend, I got all the fabric. And like you did, Brian, where you had to like get the little iron-on stuff and like have it cut, I've got to do that on the shirt. Like it's the whole front and the sleeves, all of it's like that. And it's going to take me forever to weed all that out.
I ended up, I kind of covered it up. So it's there still, but light. But yeah.
So
Now, Ramey, I see that on your jacket.
We're getting there.
On your jacket, you have a leather badge. What are you going to do about that?
I'm going to paint that so you can't see it and put the real one on. And it's worse than that. It's actually kind of sticks out. Like there's a piece of foam sewn between the liner and the leather so that it actually has like some depth to it. It sticks out. So I'm going to rework this. But like there's actually a detail that's supposed to go on the jacket around that badge. So I'm going to cut that detail out of the extra material from the sleeves, glue that on. That will cover up that, and then the badge will just be sticking out. So,
Nice.
and then another thing that I got, Steven found this. So we got to talk about this because the badge that came with this isn't right. Because I'm pretty sure this is a Guardians of the Galaxy 3 specific set that I got. But this was a GameStop exclusive set. This Guardians of the Galaxy, it's Yondu's arrow, but it's metal. So we're going to do a little unboxing here. Oh, there's a card that popped out. So this is they made 6,000 of these. This is number 302. I already opened it and took all the stuff out. So, and it comes with the arrow. So here's the arrow. It's metal. It's got magnets. It's got magnets on the back,
cool.
so I can put the magnets down in the little sheath. so that it'll just, I can just drop it in and out and it'll just stay there. So that's cool. It
Don't
it
have
came
to worry about it.
it came with this
falling.
little
That's good.
communicator pin. I'm holding up to the camera. This must be something that's in the movie.
So that's Peter Quill's communicator.
I'm gonna put this on the lapel of my Denizen. Why not? Why the heck not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
not?
and
Oh,
then
dude,
it
you
also
should.
came with a metal badge.
And then
But I think,
that's
I
the
think,
Revenger badge.
but this is not what Yondu's looks like. Yondu does not have this star in the middle. So is this maybe Kraglin's from Guardians? Or from 3?
We'll have to fact check that.
Yeah, but this is not what.
It's Rocky Balboa's.
Yeah, that I thought the same thing. It looks like
Oh,
looks like a Judge
you
Dredd
got into the
badge.
galaxy, yeah.
But
Adrian.
no, so this arrow's pretty rad. So, and I had made an arrow. I had resin printed one, and it had, but this one's just too good not to use. So
Can't go wrong with metal.
yeah, hopefully they'll let me take it into the convention in Atlanta.
Metal.
Yeah, that might.
I might bring the other one just in case.
Might
Yeah,
want to bring the
exactly.
resin one too. Yeah.
You'll get through. You'll be fine.
We'll just leave it on your pants and be like, it's attached, look. And they just like pull on it and it like won't come off. They're all,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's what
okay."
you want to do. Hey, look at this. Pull on it. Come on. Pull on
Yeah.
it. Come on.
Because it's going to have a strong magnet on it, right?
Oh yeah,
So,
BFM.
Yep.
You good, Ramy?
I'm good.
All right. I've been 3D printing a base, a Jabba the Hutt dais. So his throne that Jabba sits on. I've been printing one in 1/6 scale for my Boba Fett, Daimyo Boba Fett that sits on his throne from Hot Toys. It looks cool. He's sitting on the throne on my shelf. But it just, ever since I saw the one that they had at Celebration last year, and they put the chair throne on top of the Jabba throne, like that's the only way to display it. The only problem though is that a Jabba the Hutt dais in 1/6 scale is like 2 feet by 3 feet. I mean, it's giant. So I had to scale it.
Jabba
I had to scale it down a little bit just to fit on my shelf. So mine's like 1.5 by 2.5 feet. So I printed that in PLA, and then I sprayed the whole thing in this it's like a spray paint stone texture. It just comes out like splatter, and it is so perfect. It just makes the whole thing look like a piece of stone. And then I resin printed the little gargoyle heads, which I'm going to paint with that model. What is it? Model Masters.
Modern
Master metal paint, metal effects paint. So I'm gonna paint it. It's like a copper or an iron paint, and then you actually spray this stuff. You guys have used it. You guys all told me what to get, but I think it's cool that it actually oxidizes the real metal that's in the paint, and you get that real patina effect. So that should be done this week. I picked up one of these helmets from our buddy David Ryan over at Planet Camino. This is my son's Ragnar helmet. He knocked this out for me real quick. So got one of these for the kiddo.
Yeah, shout out for Planet Camino. If you're not following him, he does really, really quality work.
He does. Cool. All kinds of cool stuff.
Let's see. This week picked up a Yoda lightsaber from Disneyland. I had to pick up one of these because somebody did a YouTube review, and they compared the Legacy Yoda lightsaber to the old Master Replicas one, and they're nearly identical. Like the size,
That's cool.
everything on it is accurate. And we had mentioned earlier that you guys did the Her Universe fashion show. One of the prizes that they gave away to an audience member was new Ahsoka lightsabers from Disneyland, which I can't wait to get my hands on.
Yeah,
because they use the same new they use the same new blades that this Yoda's using. And at the base, if you guys have had the Disney Parks Legacy lightsabers, so the new blades are 7th 7/8 of an inch in diameter, and this whole black black portion right here is aluminum, and it's threaded because it actually screws in to the hilt.
Wow.
So it's even got the real. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but it's got the real like NeoPixel. It's essentially they're just copying NeoPixel at this point.
I should have done that.
But those because they're doing that, because they're doing this now, the Ahsoka sabers that they're coming out with are supposedly screen accurate.
So is everything? Are they moving to that and not doing? So anyone that has an older,
you gotta buy all new stuff. Yeah,
Screwed.
Think of it as like.
Planned obsolescence.
Oh, you thought they were gonna keep
think of it as
same
like
old...
lightsaber series 2.
You didn't think they're gonna make something to make you buy it all over again?
I'm gonna keep.
Come on, bro. Do you even Disneyland?
That's funny.
Do you even Disney, bro?
Do you even Disneyland, bro?
Getting ready for Dragon Con. Ordered some Wolverine blades from Amazon, and this is kind of like cheap white tuxedo-ish jacket. That's not a tuxedo at all. It's like a white, I don't know, whatever, blazer. Gonna do the patches Wolverine. Yeah.
Patch.
Yeah, patch. And yeah, there we go. And yeah, and I've been making these helmets. They've been getting made. The Mando, the red Mando helmets. This is one that I tried to make today in like the 100-degree temperature, and it just kicked way too quickly on one side, so I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it and work on it myself, just because it's not perfect, and I don't want to. I'm not passing this on to someone that's paying for it. So, but that gives me time to play with it.
So how do you repair that, John?
Well, you just have to sand it a lot. You have to get a Dremel or whatever and get rid of the excess material, because if it gets hard too soon in the middle of a turn, instead of being completely spread around the helmet, which is round, because the centrifugal force is what makes the resin spread out as you're slush casting. And if it gets too hard too soon, that stuff turns into like goop, and it doesn't spread out, and it just gets hard instantly and turns to crap. It didn't turn out too bad, but it's just too much on one side. It's too thick on one side, and I'd rather do a better job. But yeah, that's that. And that's it. I think I'm not sure what else I'm working on right now.
Yeah, I just broke out season 2 tech. I'm gonna probably try it on tonight, because we have Brickfest coming up on Sunday.
Yeah,
Is
Sunday.
it Sunday?
That's actually
in Pasadena. So this is a troop that I forgot existed that I signed up for, and I guess we said we were going to show up as the Bad Batch season 2. And coming off a con of 4 days,
we were like, we're gonna wear these
craziness
anytime, always. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we haven't touched it since.
And like, oh shucks. So I broke it out. Had to just give it a once over. It's actually in pretty good shape. Yeah, despite London and whatever, I haven't really worn it since then. I put it on to get approved for Rebel Legion, but once I did that, I kind of put it away. I'm not going to wear that backpack. I looked at it. I'm like, no, I'm going to go slick. This half the season, he's not even wearing his backpack. So let's just not be dumb with this. But I haven't built anything, so I just looked it over. I am starting to do more research on for Boba, for Daimyo.
Boba.
That's going to be a long build, because the more I look at how much this thing is going to be, I'm like, this is going to be something I debut in Japan maybe. Ooh. So we'll see. But that's it. Not building anything right now.
What Joe just said, we forgot we signed up for this troop like months and months ago. So I was also trying to update my costume a little bit because we hadn't touched it in so long. And that's it.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
Okay, so some Ahsoka news. Obviously, there was a lot of Ahsoka stuff going on at the convention. We saw both of the, well, we don't know what to call them yet. They're not, because there is an Inquisitor. We saw the Inquisitor's lightsaber. We saw the lightsabers that are not red, but mostly orangish for the two, whatever they are. We saw Sabine's lightsaber. We saw a Loth Cat. We saw Chopper. They had the Ahsoka costume itself on display as well. Natasha Liu Bordizzo did an interview for SFX magazine and talked about how Tia Sakar's Sabine influenced, or rather didn't influence her characters. Like she very much incorporated, bits and pieces of it, but she also wanted to kind of make sure that she wasn't just trying to replicate that verbatim. So she said, "I love Tia Sakar's Sabine. I love the energy, the sarcasm, and the playfulness that really made Sabine Sabine. But obviously it's a delicate balance because I never want to try and copy someone. I want to be inspired by the energy they put into the character and then make the role my own." So, and then she talked about having, just access to the master, the encyclopedia of Star Wars, Mr. Filoni himself. So just to have the creator around every day is a luxury. He's like this bottomless pit of knowledge and the guardian of the story and the characters. Also, he really just trusted us. While we'd go to him for guidance, he'd also say, "You are Sabine, so whatever you instinctively feel is right is right." So, and then as she was preparing for the role, she said, "Of course, I watched everything, including the original films, The Mandalorian, and of course Rebels, but I didn't watch anything after we started filming because otherwise it gets too much. You want to have space, take all the experiences and memories and inspirations from everything you've watched, and then let the live action you're creating find its own truth, its own journey." So, interested to see how Sabine's story continues. So.
Everything looks amazing for that whole show.
So I've got a little bit of money news around the budgeting for some of the shows. So this is kind of interesting. Sometimes we talk about some of these. Sometimes we talk.
Follow the
Follow the money.
cash, as they
Show me
say.
the money. So Accolade. So I guess in the UK, production companies have to file public documents disclosing their spend on things. So, Acolyte's pre-production budget ended up clocking in at $49.2 million. So just for reference, and this is pre-production, so this doesn't include the rest of the budget, which we'll get later, when the show comes out. But Andor's pre-production budget was $67.9 million, so more. And Andor's final budget was around $250 million. But keep in mind that was 12 episodes. Acolyte's only 8. So we're expecting it like the pre-production budget was less. We're expecting their final budget to be sort of representatively less.
Dude, Andor was so good. I can't wait for that.
But it's interesting. I mean, and a little bit of time has passed, granted, but think about this, right? So Acolyte's pre-production budget was 49. Andor's was basically 68. Rogue One's pre-production budget was just less than 45 million. Now that was a while ago, but still. And The Last Jedi, which was obviously since then, was theirs was 57.6 million. So it's interesting. I think if you're taking advantage of a lot of on-location stuff, don't need to modify the sets, that saves you money. This is pre-production budget, so anything you can do to save money brings all those numbers down. If you're doing a lot of set construction, that drives those pre-production costs up. Outlaws news. So I got to go to the Outlaws panel on Saturday. It was really worth it. So got to see.
Was it hard to get in?
No, not really. So I showed up less than an hour before the panel started, and I was a little lost. I found the room. There was nobody waiting outside, and I asked somebody, I'm like, "So can I just go in?" They're like, "Oh no, there's a tent outside. You need to go wait in the tent." So I thought, okay, that's where the real line is. But I went out there, and there was maybe 15 people in line in front of me. And so I got in line. 5 minutes later, they brought us in, queued us up, and then they started bringing us in. So they brought us in as soon as the previous panel ended. And I got good seats. So sat there and watched the panel. And this was in the bigger room. This is where we saw the Clone Wars Saved panel, however many years ago that was. That bigger. Yeah.
That's a big room.
So they had games creative director Julian Garrity was there. Senior creative executive on the story group at Lucasfilm, Matt Martin, our buddy, he was there. And then I'm terrible. There was another guy there, and I don't remember his name. He was with Ubisoft, the third guy. But Julian Garrity and Matt Martin have been the ones that have been doing most of the talking about the game since then. So one of the things that Matt said, he says, we'll see some really cool syndicates, both from existing lore and a newly created one just for the game, which they created a new syndicate called the Ashiga Clan. And this is these aliens are the species that are found on Kijimi, which was the planet that they went to in Rise of Skywalker where they found Lando. They were having like the Festival of Colors kind of a thing out in the desert, that species.
Yeah.
So those are the aliens that are part of this Ashiga clan. So he says the Ashiga clan is a clan that we created in close collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. They're based on Kijimi, which we saw in the Rise of Skywalker. It's a faction that we really designed around the idea of a very hierarchical society that's based on honor, tradition, and history. Their visuals are very much inspired by insects, and they propose a gameplay challenge for the player in terms of NPCs that are really contrasted to everybody else. So that's not just in combat, but it's also in stealth. There's a lot of things that they managed to fill out for us to be able to have a very different experience for players compared to some of the other syndicates that you'll meet, like the Hutts or the Pikes, which we have also seen in some of the game footage. Matt also said that we'll be spending a lot of time at Jabba's palace. It sounds like running missions for the Hutt himself and navigating the criminal underworld he's at the center of. And yes, it's possible not just to work for Jabba, but to also betray him, which of course has its own set of consequences that you have to deal with in the game.
Rancor.
Yeah, Jabba one.
And speaking of what Brian just did, so D. Bradley Baker does the voice of Jabba in the game, which I thought was cool. So I guess we knew that, but I had forgotten that because I think I was texting you guys when they said that, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that's old news," but I had forgotten. So
Also starring Owen Wilson as Bib Fortuna.
wow. So they talked about two planets, Tatooine being one of them, and I think that was mainly because they're like, listen, Tatooine is such an iconic place. Like when you think about Star Wars, you think about the Cantina and Jabba's palace and Mos Eisley and stuff. So Tatooine features prominently in the game, but they also have a new planet called Toshara, which is planets in Star Wars are all one biome. Like here on Earth, we have desert and mountains and snow and rainforest and whatever. Yep. A planet is a single biome in Star Wars, which is fascinating that works so well for that. But that's how they've always done it. So this Toshara is based on the African savanna. They said it's always windy, and so like the footage that we saw of the gameplay and everything, like there was always everything is like. All the trees and stuff were like kind of slanted because the wind's always blowing. There was like kites flying in the sky and looked like they were maybe taking advantage of the wind for power and things like that. They said it's a new moon that we crafted together with Lucasfilm Games. It's inspired by Eastern Africa savanna. We took this approach where you would have a thriving, bustling underworld capital city, but also wide open plains that you can just hop in your speeder and take off down. So, and they've got a city called Murogana, which is built inside this like suspended rock. Like, so it almost looks like this mountain is sort of been eroded over time, and this rock on the top of it is precariously balanced up there, and the city's up inside that, kind of like in Rogue One, Jeddah City, how it was up on top of the bluff. There was a city inside like what almost looked like, they didn't say it was a volcano, but it looked like it was sort of inside the crater of a volcano on top of this weird rock on top of the mountain. So that looked pretty cool. The speeder that she flies around on, like, so they had this on display down at the booth downstairs, and you could get on it and they'd film you, and then you could use a little QR code, and like, they had a fan blowing on you stuff. So I saw footage coming out of that all weekend. It was pretty good. They said that you can customize the bike. So like you can customize your saber and the blaster and stuff in some of the other games. The bike is something that you can customize in this one. They talked about a couple of kind of Easter eggy kind of things. They mentioned that there is a rare enemy that you encounter during the game. And I'm pretty sure that happens on that planet, Toshara, that's where that is. But it's something that you kind of have to seek out and find. It's not necessarily part of the core gameplay, but more of an Easter egg. And then they also commented that the food in the game actually like is a common Easter egg type of thread throughout the game. So I assume you can sit down and eat and there's something that happens in the game as part of that. They didn't go into the details about what. I think this was something Matt was teasing.
I wonder if the enemy is Rick, the door technician.
I don't know. But what Matt said, he says there's a couple of surprises I don't want to spoil. There's a particular predator on Toshara that is mind-blowingly cool. So if you have a fear of frogs, this might not be the game for you. It's okay. He said it's okay. It's very rare. The second thing is that food is incredibly important to the world of Star Wars, and if you enjoy food and discovering alien concoctions, this is going to be an exciting experience for you. So,
sounds like we're getting our sushi, guys.
Yeah,
Star Wars sushi.
Yeah, Pabu life.
Pabu life. Pabu life.
So, they Lucasfilm. So go to like StarWars.com or Lucas or Star Wars, their social channels. They released like a 5-minute behind the scenes kind of how we're progressing on the game kind of video. It includes interviews from both Matt Martin and Julian Garrity, the creative director. So, and they talk about a lot of this. So a lot of what they talked about in the panel, what I just described, they mentioned it in there, and they show some footage, and they had a lot of still frames and concept art that they were showing on screens. So yeah, go check it out.
Did they mention anything about how the multiplayer is going to work on it?
They did not. They did mention multiplayer, but they didn't go in any detail that would be like what you're asking about. So no. And that is actually it for the news.
Wow.
Why did you make me do this?
I guess you have a choice. You want a war, or do you want to just give me a gun?
My father, he go toilet on my hands.
Oh my God.
Urine is 35 degrees Celsius, staves off the frostbite.
How is this relevant?
You know, fathers.
That's right. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. You're looking at me kind of weird. Am I cool? Am I delayed? Can I proceed?
You're good.
All right. So this week's Hunter's Hard Drive, we're going to be talking about the new Invincible standalone episode called Adam Eve, which is basically it's basically like an origin story going back to how Adam Eve got her powers and how she kind of came up to become the superhero she is. And it's basically an episode that takes place, like, it starts 18 years before season 1. So it's basically like as they're being born, because in season 2 they graduate. So they're just about 16, 17, 18, whatever, 17, 18 years old in the show. So it's just one episode. It's 55 minutes long. Yeah. And did anyone get a chance to watch it today?
They had it. I did. They had it listed as season 2, episode 1. Did you notice that?
They messed up because the trailer is episode 0, season 2. It's kind of. I think it's it's just classified as something, as far as I can tell, because it's not. Because season 2 starts November 3rd. So this is not that. This is 10 years or whatever, 18 years before that. So, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, it opens up and we see her being born. Basically, that's the intro sequence. But there's like a lot going on around the surrounding of her birth and the nature of her powers. So,
right.
I don't know how much we want to talk about like spoiler stuff, right? But
I mean, the episode aired during Comic-Con. I think on Friday they dropped it. Yeah. So it's a brand new episode, but it's been around for a few days.
Okay.
So maybe I won't mention any spoilers, but yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so it shows the experience of her being born, getting. I guess the one spoiler that I think is, I don't know that they ever get into this in the show, but so like her parents aren't actually her parents. But they don't necessarily. They don't know that. Right.
Well, it shows how they get her.
Their baby didn't survive the birth. They were heartbroken and
then all of a sudden
she gets switched in and is presented to them as if her baby actually did in fact survive. Right. So they think that she's theirs. So then, as she's growing up, like she's always a little off because she's not like everybody else, and these things start to manifest themselves as a little girl, first a little toddler in school, and then like as she gets older, and then starts to figure out that, hey, there's a little more going on, and starts to develop her powers as she ages. So
and her powers, so for people that don't really know, she's basically like what Phoenix is to the Marvel universe. Like she can manipulate matter and molecules and turn this into that, but the only things she can't manipulate to change are people and animals. But anything else physical, she can she can help make herself fly and whatever armor you see in this episode. Yeah.
Although, is that entirely true that she can't manipulate people? Like, I think she just maybe hadn't figured, because
that was something they brought up, because that's what the professor says. He's like, we set like an inhibitor type of to put it in a way we all understand. She sort of has like an inhibitor chip that sort of basically controls her and doesn't let her kind of go beyond what she's supposed to go. But she's like an Omega level mutant. Like she's crazy powerful.
Yeah. Because there's a point in the show where she kind of goes off the handle and exceeds the powers that you have normally seen her have.
That's like the Phoenix
and is actually able to. She basically like wipes the minds of these two dudes. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. No, she's nuts. It's in great episode. Did you guys? No one else caught it.
I mean,
dude,
you mentioned it like a couple
it was very
hours
last
ago.
minute. So.
I thought I could.
Watch it later. Watch it later.
I thought I could.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it, though, for sure. Dude, I love season 1. If you haven't seen
Invincible.
Season 1, it's a little gory, but
Omni-Man makes
fine.
an appearance.
It's fine.
Yeah. There's a few
does he?
throwbacks.
He's got some of the best lines, dude. It's so freaking
For anyone who hasn't watched any of that, it's animated.
Basically.
That's a good, easy, quick.
It's
quick and dry.
As close as you could call it to something. Which I saw the new trailer for that, and I was not. I don't know. I'm over that show.
But this show,
I'm definitely watching.
Check it out. Check out that episode.
I'll watch it.
There's throwbacks to season 1.
I resisted.
You'll hear if you're into that. But yeah, go ahead, Brian. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My internet's a little slow, so I'm cutting people off on accident.
Oh no, I watched Invincible. Right, that's what the show, the regular show is called. I resisted it for a long time, and then I watched it. And I told you were right. It's a good show.
In season 1, there was a lot of tension between her and her parents. Obviously, kind of typical teenage angst kind of stuff. But then she eventually like leaves.
Yeah,
and they definitely set the stage for all that. Like she does not get along with her parents very well, even at younger ages. So.
Yeah, it definitely shows how she turns into the hero you see in season 1 when she's already older. But it's cool. I mean, and she gets her butt kicked more than I would have expected, because her real family is involved in the episode. I don't want to ruin it. Like there's stuff to talk about, but you can't mention it without kind of like, saying too much. So I'll leave it at that. We don't have to say too much about it. Go check it out. And then, November 3rd, the new season comes out. So we'll definitely be talking about that when that happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Ambiguously Gay Duo.
2 different shows, 2 different eras. That's from, SNL.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
TV Funhouse, dude.
Or no, was it?
Funhouse. Dude, that car.
It was a big piece, right?
Something. Big nozzle.
It was a big dog.
It's a big nozzle.
I didn't get to watch this, but I will be watching it as soon as I get some free time. I did want to show this to you guys because this came out during Comic-Con. Let me share this real quick. Click on this here.
Over here. Click on this button over here.
I got something on
pull
this
lever
actually.
over here.
Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this?
Right now.
It's on its way. Yep,
I
go for
see it.
For some of you, it probably seemed like this day would never come. Maybe you're even wondering if you're ready for this. For what comes next.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
I didn't know who he was.
I don't fight friends because I would win.
Never apologize for saving lives.
There's only one way this kid goes back out there, and that's on a very short leash.
I'm just happy helping people.
You know people try to kill us every single day, right?
I don't care how old he is. He needs to go down now!
Maybe if you trained more and complained less, we could get back to saving lives.
Make him pay for what he did to your world.
Welcome, son of he who slayed my husband.
I am a normal human superhero.
I wish he was dead too, but not for your sake.
Kill first, ask questions later.
Viltrumite against Viltrumite. That has not happened since the Great Purge. You should have died at birth.
We got to add that line to the Hunter's Hard Drive intro.
Oh yeah.
You should have died.
It was actually
got the best line.
There was actually a lot of really good trailers that they dropped at Comic-Con. We should have. Can we go over?
Done a trailer roundup? Let's do them next week. Let's do a trailer roundup next week.
Yeah.
And actually prepare for it.
I have them here. If you guys want to watch them,
same.
I have them saved.
For next week.
For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Same for next week.
Tired.
Brian looks like a lobster that's ready to be eaten.
Next week. We're podcasting next week.
He done.
We'll have good content, and then we can watch them all in advance too.
Put a fork in him. He's done.
That list of names on that trailer was crazy.
Yeah.
Looks like a bowl of chili in
Since
bed.
you're talking about trailers,
early in the morning.
I did want to give a shout out that I think most people saw it. I posted it, but there was like a sizzle reel for Ahsoka before that last Ahsoka trailer came out, where it was like Rosario Dawson talking about Ahsoka, and I think Dave was in it too, and they had footage in it from different celebrations.
Oh yeah.
And the first.
I want to clean my gun and be alone with my thoughts. And I don't need to talk about anything else.
You may proceed, Brian.
As I was saying, there was a super cool transition from animated Ahsoka into real life cosplayers, and it was my daughter Levi. And it was really cool, and it was shot by Ian, our friend Ian, who has videographed us multiple times at Celebration. Super nice guy. He does all that. He does all the recording, right? All the recording.
I just saw your GIF in the chat.
Oh, nice. Ian
Tinfish is
right?
his Instagram.
Isn't that
Yeah.
his Instagram. Ian Tinfish. So everyone check out Ian Tinfish. He films all the beautifully filmed.
He got us in London
at Celebrations. But that transition from Ahsoka animated into Levi is so sick, because she does like the same pose, that like low like kung fu stance. And that was cool. That was like pretty.
That's it.
Real nice. That's it. You guys had fun, mofo. I'm over it.
Well, you did something kung fu today, right?
Yeah, tell us about that, Brian.
Oh,
Misters.
I went to jiu-jitsu earlier, which is why I'm exhausted, and I got a couple.
Were you doing it outside on the sun?
Yeah, were you?
Because you got really red.
Did you get?
Tori and I, my wife Tori and I went out on the jet ski and had lunch today, so got some.
Of course, you.
Boat life.
Boat life, yo.
Need some SPF 50 there, buddy.
It was really hot today. It was like having a blow dryer in your face because it was so hot. It was just hot air.
That That
But yeah, I went to jiu-jitsu, and my journey, my jiu-jitsu journey continues. I got a couple stripes today, so I'm very close to a new belt, which I'm not ready for. But
What's sick? So you got close to your new belt.
It don't stop.
And you went jet skiing on Mustafar.
Dude,
That's pretty awesome.
And I got some work done. Yeah, I did jet ski on
stripes.
Mustafar.
Lava jet skiing.
Brian, how far away are you from Rhode Island?
Far.
Dude, Rhode Island's like in Canada.
That's probably
pretty much Canada.
15 hours.
That's like us driving to Oregon, Steven.
Why?
So it's just up the coast.
Yeah.
Why?
Just
Is
up
there a
the
con there,
coast.
Steven? Why are you asking? Is there a
I mean,
con there that you're asking?
Yes, there actually is.
Stuff
The funny thing is y'all went and saw Island Fet. He was in North Carolina, and he was like 4 hours. He's at the coast.
Yeah.
There's a con in February in Norway.
Hey, we're number 1 in Norway.
Well, actually, we dropped down to number 4 in Norway.
How does that happen in like 2 weeks,
Steven?
Dude,
listen, our food reviews are gonna
they're cooking with Crosshair stuff.
The fish stick should help.
We're gonna be the number one
Norway, dude.
There's only like 6 podcasts in Norway, so it's very volatile. Like
we go up and down hourly. Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't catch this
Come
too.
on,
But
Norway.
So what are they doing? Mosh Isley in New York Comic Con?
Yeah.
Is that their deal?
I'll be going to, in addition to Dragon Con, which several of us are going to, I will be going to Rhode Island Comic Con because Sonfeld talked me into it. That one has a costume dare behind it too. I've really got to stop doing this. So he's got
but they're doing a mosh there?
The mosh is at New York Comic Con, which is something separate.
Just
Rhode Island Comic Con, I don't remember the date,
Gotcha.
but Sonfeld's got an Indiana Jones suit, and I will be Henry Jones Sr.
Wait, you didn't tell me this.
Oh, that is perfect for you.
And it's
good?
funny. Justin and I laugh about it because he's actually older than I am, and yet I'll be his dad. So
we named a dog.
We named a dog.
Yeah. So as soon as I'm done with getting Yondu ready, then I've got to get Henry Jones Sr. ready. The carpet bag, the umbrella.
I got the better quote.
So Steven.
I got the better quote. Why don't you ask your mother, Trebek?
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I mean, I guess I could pull off Sala.
You could, dude. We have fezzes too. Do you still have it?
No, you have a fez. I do not have a fez.
You didn't get one?
I'll borrow your fez.
I have it. It's here somewhere.
I'll be the guy
I know
from
where
the
it's at. I
Mummy.
know where it's at. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Got nothing.
Brendan
No, the guy that I look like,
Fraser.
not Brendan Fraser. You freaking guys.
No, John.
Like the guy that looks like George Harrison.
Middle Eastern dudes with a
Yeah,
sword.
you need to.
that gets
no,
shot.
you need to come out with the 2 swords that Indiana just shoots.
Oh, that guy? Doesn't he do like some flourish or something and just gets shot?
Yeah, and then just shoots him.
Yeah, I'll be that guy. Yeah.
Rhode Island Comic Con, February, huh?
No, it's before February.
I'll be the ball.
Like November or something.
I think it's October something.
November.
Wait, when's your big con over there, Brian? Like Galaxy Con or something?
What do you mean, big con?
Raleigh.
Oh, there's one this weekend. I might go by on Friday. It's in Raleigh, a couple hours away. We went last year. It's okay. Might go. I don't know. I kind of want to go get like some troop credit.
I want to do a big con over by your place.
Well, yeah, Dragon Con.
That's the
one. In a month.
But is it
a big one?
But how far is that from you?
It's gonna be so freaking hot.
5
Yeah,
hours.
no, I'm talking about like in your.
We want to see your house, Brian. Is what he's
There's
saying.
nothing big. Like there.
Yeah, I want to stay.
He wants to go to the bathroom in your house.
Let's go on the boat. Let's get sunburns.
Let's go to the lake.
Let's all get sunburns.
Let's go to the cove.
Not in the summer.
Guys,
go in October.
we should go when it's hunting season, and we go hunting with Crosshair.
Let's get a deer.
Yeah.
Let's all get our own deers while Brian watches.
Very quiet. I think we have a better chance.
We're like, we got one.
And Brian doesn't.
He's like, dang, they're on my front yard again.
Pretty much hate you guys at this point. You can end this segment
Dang,
now.
is this still?
I want to go hunting with Crosshair.
Hunting.
Rhode Island Comic Con is November 3rd through the 5th.
Why don't you ask your mother? No one probably knows what that is either.
That's Will Ferrell's Trebek.
Saturday Night Live, Jeopardy. Will Ferrell is.
Did I just say that?
Sean
No, he's
Connery.
Alex Trebek.
Or no,
He is Trebek.
you said he was Trebek.
No, he's Alex Trebek.
Do you even SNL,
Who's
bro?
Sean Connery? Can't remember.
Well, I think that does it for us today, guys. If you enjoyed listening to the show, feed the algorithm and give us 5 stars on your podcast app. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go check out our new walking workbench segment, and make sure you keep your costumes 100 because you might be on the next one if you're lucky.
Yep, you never know when we'll find you.
We're coming for you.
A road to 1,000 contest is underway, and there's still time to enter. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can be entered to win an Alpha Ignition helmet of your choice, casted by the Dad Batch. You can follow me at stevie.kicks on Instagram, sometimes Twitter. You can find me at the Lego Brickfest this Sunday in Pasadena, and SneakerCon. I will be attending SneakerCon this September 16th.
Whoa.
So come say hi.
Where's that?
September 16th, SneakerCon LA. SneakerCon LA in the Anaheim Convention Center.
LA in the Anaheim Convention Center?
Where's Handle?
Yeah, not actually in LA.
It's like the Angels of
Right.
Anaheim. Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
What a joke.
Chunklacon. Chunklacon.
They do
Yeah,
that
'cause
to
it
get more
sounds
people
like LA.
Chunklacon.
support
Chunklacon.
it.
That's an 80s song.
They use our name.
Because they put LA
for
and
their
people go,
branding.
LA sick.
Chunklacon.
Gentlemen, let the listeners know where they can find you. Brian?
here we go again, mixing it all up. Sithin' Ain't Easy, where you can check out Cooking with Crosshair.
I was gonna say big
John?
red bubblegum, but
You can find me on Cooking with Crosshair on the Dad Batch Instagram feed right now. And he talks crap about my fish sticks. Go check it out.
I do not talk crap. You have a 9 out of 10, dude. That's pretty dang good.
And Rainey?
thedadbatch.com. Also at Lego Brickfest this Sunday. So.
Touche.
And Joe?
at Tech.BadBatch, also at the Pasadena Brickfest this Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you again, everybody, for listening to episode 50 of the Dad Batch podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 51. Thank you so much for listening to season 1, and we hope you enjoy season 2. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.